think you said we were going to get a strap last night. Actually.
We didn't use the strap last night. All right, welcome guys. Thank you for being here and for sharing your time and your presence and your practice. And let's welcome ourselves to the mat. So sitting in a comfortable way that works for you, sitting up on something if you need to. Let's start like this. Here we are in this time of moving into the time of balance. So longer days and equal nights. We're moving into this place of equal. I've just changed the direction. I'm moving my hands. Good. And let your eyes close. Good. And then take these hands, rest them on your body, on your eyes, on your thighs, anywhere you want to place them. Let's take a few breaths, just feeling your own presence and your supportive presence as you hold yourself. And take one more full inhale and exhale that breath through your mouth. Bring your hands together at your heart. As you inhale, press the sit bones down, grow tall. Exhale as you are. Good. Stay there for a moment.
Oh, you're nice.
We'll open practice and chant Om together 3 times. Inhale. Bowing your chin, place your hands on your thighs, lift your chin and open your eyes. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with a chest opener with the blocks. And so, that's where we put one block under the chest, one under the head. Thank you, Heart. See you later. And if you prefer to use a bolster or the blanket roll we did last night, if that's kinder for you, go ahead and do that. The nice thing about the blocks is the feedback that we get right away. You can feel the bones resting. So I take my thumbs. If this is your first time doing it, I use the thumbs to kind of guide the block and find that place where the shoulder blades are supported. And then you can bring the other block in to support your head. And then just settle in. So you can have the block under your heart on the lowest height, which I have now, but I'm going to kick it up to the highest height. And it can go either way. So more challenging. Still hold it, and I really arch the back, get that lift in the chest so I can find back of the heart resting. Okay. So I'm arching, I lift, yes, and then I can come in here and maybe support the head with the block or not. So however you come in, just rest in. And I'll say this too, once you get here, if it feels a little pinchy, then if you just find a way to kind of lift your chest and put it back on the block, it should fit okay, or better. Okay. And so just taking a few moments to settle. Feel your breath. Now I have my legs bent and feet on the floor, but you're welcome to stretch the legs out if you wish. You can even go to cross-legged. We'll just take a few more breaths here. Good. Okay, and then just before we come off the block, I'm just going to take both arms, lift them up to the sky, and we'll just shoulder floss. So just reach up and then bring your straight arms down so the shoulders are really lifting and dropping. Let's do that a few times. And then we'll release the arms back down to the floor. And then you're welcome to roll to the side or just press yourself up, and you kind of let your head hang as you come up, and it will just find its place. And then as soon as you come up, take the blocks. Let's just move them out of the way. We're going to come to lie on your back, so you can put whatever you like there and just lie down. So you can just feel that groundedness to the earth behind your heart, maybe even into the upper arms, the shoulders. You might feel that. Maybe your head feels relaxed. We'll just take a few breaths here. You can close your eyes. Good. Okay, if your legs are stretched straight, let's bend them. Place the feet on the floor. We're going to move to Windshield Wiper. I'm going to open my feet wider than I normally do. So maybe they're even off the mat, even a little bit, or right at the edges of your mat. And then go ahead and just start to rock those knees side to side. And take your time. You know, I said in yesterday's practice, it doesn't matter how many times you do something in yoga, you know, you've been practicing for a long time, then there are things we do over and over again, and they're never the same. You know, I'm someone who likes to, you know, I jump around from thing to thing, and here, obviously, I've stuck with this for a long time. And you who are here, I know you too. There's always something to be curious about. Good. Okay, let's bring the knees up to center. Keep your feet where they are. Just pigeon toe them in a little bit. Drop the knees in towards each other. And you can keep your arms where they are. Melt yourself to the floor. Just take a few breaths. Good. Okay, and then stay as you are. Feel into those knees together and really start to press your thighs, your knees in towards each other so much. And just keep that same, like you're really bringing them in, pressing them in. Don't let tension come into the hands. And as you press those knees together, now start to lift the hips. So they might come up, you know, a little bit, a lot. It depends, you know, whatever you have here. Just keep the knees pressing together, lift up. And then with the thighs together, I'm going to come to this hammock swing we've been doing. So adjust what you need to. I find when I have the knees together, I can sway the hips a little bit more. So I'm really rocking, you know, the hips are lifted, they're rocking side to side. Whatever that is, you know, just go, oh, that's interesting. And then bring the hips still lifted, but just come to center. Press the knees together, press the thighs together, press the feet into the floor and smile. And then exhale, lower yourself down. Release the knees, separate them apart. Keep the feet where they are, but drop the knees out to the side. So they might not go that far. It might just be a little bit. And then with the feet wide, the knees open, I'm going to just rock over to the right. Bring the right knee towards the floor. The sole of the left foot comes flat. Push the left foot down, lift the left hip. And then left hip to the floor. Drop the left knee out and let that lift the right knee. As you drop the left knee out, then the right knee will come up. Once you have the right foot flat, push it down into the floor, lift the right hip, still smile, breathe. If your knee wants to drop in, that's fine. Good, and then release, and just do that again. Feel that the right knee is gonna drop over. That's gonna lift the left. Just go for it here. Lift the left hip, and then rock back. Let the left knee do the work to lift the right knee. And then just come back to rest on the floor with the knees opening out. If your feet need to move, let that happen. Soften your face, your shoulders, the back of your head. Good. Okay, we're just going to do 3 more breaths here. It's really releasing to the floor. Taking no tension, into the third eye space, your forehead, your hands, your jaw. Good. Okay, bring the knees up. Let's heel toe these feet right together. So they're right together. And so you might feel the whole inseam of your foot together. Now bring the knees together, really push in, hug them in. Okay, hug them in. Now keep the left foot where it is. Lift the right leg up and might go straight up to the sky or just, might be in line with your knees. You're going to cross this right knee over the left. So we're knee to knee. Yes. Okay, pause here. Do nothing, just rest into this. Breathe. Good. Okay, now start to bring the outer shins towards each other. Hug them in. Lift the foot up off the floor so the knees are maybe over your hips, or you imagine they are. Squeeze the shins towards each other. Good. Now take your hands, interlace them, place them on top of maybe the right knee or the left knee or behind the left thigh. But we're not going to bring this package in. You're going to press it away. So wherever you have the hands, maybe it's easier behind the left thigh. And you're just going to press this leg package away. Breathe. And then bring this leg package in. And you can take the hands, maybe you put them somewhere else, even on top of the left knee, right knee. Let the shins move away from each other. That's what's going to happen as we just move into this. Okay. Now stay here as you draw this in. Melt your shoulders, back of your head. And you're drawing in. There's a little bit of, the knees may be resisting a little bit, or wherever you have your hands, resist into that. Push the leg part into the hand. But notice if you're holding tension in the glutes here. And even just smiling or softening if you can. And one more breath. We're going to release from this completely. The arms are going to come out to the side. The legs are going to come, feet to the floor. Then stretch your legs out and take up some real estate with the legs. Like open them out wider. And the arms can even go up. Okay, so just expand yourself as much as we were in contraction. Now we're open. Let's take a few breaths. Smile. Good. Okay. Flex your feet. Place your heels on the floor. And then just lift the toes up to the sky. Anchor the heels. Now bend your left leg in, left foot to the floor. Right leg in, right foot to the floor. Heel toe your feet so they're back right together. And then we'll take the left leg, lift it up. Cross the knee over knee. And then once you're here, squeeze the outer shins towards each other. And keep all of that, like really press it's mostly the left shin pushing into the right. And as you have all of that in the legs, soften through your shoulders, your hands, your face. Breathe here. And then lift this package up. And I'm going to keep hugging the shins towards each other as you take your hands maybe behind the right thigh. If that works, or wherever you need to place it, you place it. Keep hugging the shins towards each other as best as you can. And then as you're holding on, you push the knees and thighs. It's like the legs want to get away from the hands, and the hands are going to hold back. So wherever you have your hands, be with that. Let the shoulders not take any tension. Face, no tension. Good. And then you can let the legs come in. So if you need to move your hands, do that. The shins are going to move away from each other. It's just mechanics. And then draw this in, soften where you can. Nice, beautiful breathing. And take one more breath. And then again, we're going to release and expand. So you can uncross, feet to the floor, then stretch your legs out, open up yourself as much as you can, like embody your inner starfish. And then just pulse with that, with your breath, with all of that. Again, inhale. Exhale this breath. Good, flex your feet, heels to the floor, toes are pointing up, and now we're gonna hip walk. So I'm just gonna press one foot away, the other foot kind of hikes in, other leg hikes in, and then just switch. So one leg expands out, the other leg contracts. I'm just moving my hands in a way just to show what's happening with the legs, but just let that be in your legs, whatever's happening, bringing that little bit of, hip work. So just drawing it up and extending it out. Good. And then come to rest, but keep the legs active. So they're just not moving. You're dropping to the floor. The heels are pressed into the floor. The toes might be spreading. And I'm going to add the hands and just open the hands, spread the fingers, extend your arms out. See if you can just get longer here. How, is that possible? Just by stretching the limbs out. Good. Take your bottom ribs to the floor. One more breath. And now I'm just going to bring the legs in, hug them in with the hands. So just find that little movement for yourself. Bring the knees in so you're so small. Let's just hang out here for a few breaths. You can rock these knees in and out. Good. Okay. Keep the knees in. Take your arms out, palms up or palms down. And I'm going to rock these knees side to side like we've been doing, just for the abdominals. So you can bring your knees over your hips. Maybe the heels come in line with your knees. But I squeeze everything together. Good. Inhale. And as you exhale, drop the knees over to the right. You might just go a little bit, halfway or almost to the floor. Good. And then inhale, back up. So you use your hands, your arms. And exhale, take the knees over to the left. And again, you find your place. Might just be a little bit, might be almost to the floor. And then we're just going to go side to side. And you can keep, you might go very slow. And it might go a little faster. And as I do this side to side, I'm getting some little back cracks happening. Okay, I'm going to draw the abdominals in a little bit. I'm not making my belly super tight. I'm just stabilizing. So maybe even drawing in, the sides of your waist, just to stabilize your back. Good. Okay, we're going to turn this side to side into a circle. So if you want to hold your knees to be kinder for your back, that's fine. You could turn your palms down for support. I'm just making nice big circles. And then I'll reverse. Good. Breathing and just embodying this action in your own way. Good. Okay, and then I'm going to rest in that extended out pose again. So I'll just adjust where I am on my mat. Extend the legs out, take the arms out. Just let the arms and feet, or the hands and feet, be relaxed and just rest here. Nice and open. Good. Okay, so we're going to stay as you are. You can turn your palms down. You're going to start to lift the heels, press the heels into the floor, lift the toes. So your legs are firm. Now keep the left leg where it is. You're going to lift the right leg up and over to the left. And so it's just going to crescent you over. You can turn your head to the right, and then we'll take that leg back up and release it back down. So I am making like a big circle with that. Just pause for a moment before you do the other side. Just, okay, how was that? So I'm going to say this: if you need to bend your knee or whatever you need to do, you do that. So heels are on the floor, toes up, legs are firm, arms can be relaxed, palms down. Now lift your left leg up and sweep it across over to the right. You're just going to press it out. You can turn your head to the left, and then we'll bring it back. And I'll place it down. Once I get it down, I'm going to pause for a full breath in, full breath out, and then set yourself up so you can lift the right leg up and take it over to the left. Let that be a little twist. Turn your head to the right, and then you'll come on back. And if you need to pause, regather, or realign yourself, do that, and then you can go to the second side. So we'll just do this maybe 2 more times, so each side gets another one. And once you have the motion in your own ocean, you might turn the palms up, and that's going to make things a little more challenging, a little bit, just like a baby bit, because you don't have your arms and hands to help with the lift. Good. So I'm just doing my last side. Good. And then again, I'm just going to rest. You know, if that was a lot for your abdominals, you take your hands, a little hello there. I see you. I feel you. You just pat around your tummy, sides of your waist. Good. Okay. So now we're going to do the arms. So you're back in this extended place. Feel as you are. I'm going to activate the legs again, heels to the floor. And now we'll take the right arm, and you can take it up and over your head. So you kind of come over to the left. I'm going to come up to sitting and reach for my right leg. So if you're not sure, I'll do it again really slow. So then I'll just sweep it back. So the left hand is helping me come up. So I'm going to do the left side now. The right hand goes flat. I take my legs are firm. Left arm comes up and over to the right side. And I use that to help myself come up. So I'm using the right hand, and I'll reach over to the left leg and then circle around and come on back. And no, it's not so deep. You know, just go ahead and find for yourself this lifting up, reaching. Oh no, my mom's calling me. I know I don't like to not answer her calls. Oh, okay. It's okay. I missed it. All right. And then we'll do the second side. Take the left arm to the right and just find here. Good. Okay. I think I'm going to do one more each side. I got distracted. Come back. And then once you've done this on both sides, then again, we're just going to rest. Okay. So just resting, feeling. Just let your legs rest, hands rest. Okay, we're going to bring the knees into the chest again. Just hug them in. Good. And then we're going to go to cross-legged here. So I'll cross the right ankle over the left. Take your arms around the outside of your knees. Catch hold of the soles of your feet if this works. If it doesn't work, you know, you can keep the knees together. And we're going to rock and roll front to back. And I might not even come up all the way. I might just keep it on the back and just rock and roll a few times. So just, you know, be playful and curious. And then we will come up to sitting. So once you come up, just lift yourself tall, pause here. Good. Okay, from here, you're just going to place your feet on the floor with the knees bent. I'm going to take my arms and just reach forward, and then stretch your hands. And as you reach forward, tuck your chin. Okay, start to come back, and you're going to come all the way back on your back from this position. Try and keep your feet engaged to the floor. The arms will start to drop. And again, you know, right before you touch the floor, it's an opportunity. Turn your palms up, draw your belly in, maybe take your feet off the floor for a moment. But then before you keep descending, put the feet back down and then come all the way down. Open your legs wide, arms wide. Do nothing. But breathe so deep. Receive all of this space we're opening here. That's yours. And we'll take a full inhale. Exhale. And bring those knees into your chest. Okay. Now find that place where you can keep the knees in, but the whole back is on the floor. So that might mean the knees have to move away. So just be here for a moment. Good. Okay, and then adjust whatever you need to do so you can come back to cross-legged. Left ankle over the right, arms wrap around the outside. You catch hold of the soles of the feet, or you make this work for yourself, whatever works. Again, I'm going to rock and roll, but I'm not going to come all the way up. I'm kind of balancing on the sacrum. So I'm just really moving the back, and I can feel this quite deep into my abdominals, right up into the solar plexus. Okay, now I'm going to come up to sitting. And once you get here, just rest for a moment, sit tall. You can take your hands behind your back. Breathe. Good. Okay, soles of the feet to the floor, knees bent. Yeah, take your arms and reach forward, spread your fingers, tuck back, chin in. And then, so you're taking your back, mid-belly back, like you're in cat pose. Lift your right foot up off the floor, but don't grab it, just lift it. Pause here. Right foot down, lift the left foot. Breathe. Good, both feet to the floor. Now feel your feet to the floor. Even pigeon toe your toes in a little bit. Start to drop, and as you descend, keep the feet really anchored to the floor as best as you can. And then when you get to that place where you're just hovering above the floor, you think you are, lift your feet up off the floor. Pause. Let's take 3 breaths. So I'm dropping the shoulders. I've turned my palms up. The belly's coming in. I'm going to smile like this is just awesome. And then set the feet down first. Then lower yourself down. And once you get down, take the arms out, open the legs wide. Don't do anything but breathe. Good. Okay, one more breath. Good. Okay, bring the knees in. This time the knees are going to stay wide, and I'm just going to hold on to the tops of the shins here. Keep the whole back on the floor as best as you can, and if that doesn't work for you, maybe you hold the thighs, or you just, or it doesn't, just not going to happen today, and that's fine too. Just draw these knees as if you're doing like this modified happy baby. Draw the knees to their respective armpits. And even though they might not get anywhere near that. Okay, and now as you do this, can you press your tail to the floor? As you hug the knees in, can you press the tail down? Okay, whatever's happening, it's just intention. Let the back settle on the floor. So even though maybe your low back's lifting, drop it back down. Take one more breath. Okay. Okay, bring your knees together, and I'm going to rock and roll. This time we're going to come up again, but I'm going to take my time. I'm going to let the legs stretch over the head. So I'm going to do about 5 or 6 rocks. So whatever works for you, maybe it works to take the legs all the way up and then balance, and take the legs all the way over into balance. But whatever it is what it is. Be kind and loving and know, I'm doing this. I'm rolling on my back like I used to do when I was 5. Because you probably did. Okay, I'm going to do one more, and then we'll come to sit. And we're just going to sit cross-legged for a moment here. Once you get up, just be here. You can take your hands behind your back, arch your back a little bit. Yeah, it'll take one more breath. Okay, I'm going to come onto hands and knees. So I'll just roll over the knees. If that works, great. If it doesn't, great. Find your place here. Okay, we're just going to come into the old-fashioned cat-cow. You can do this on your forearms. I know some of you are dealing with some stuff. So honor your stuff. Otherwise, you're here. Spread your fingers. Press the hands into the floor. Arch your back. Drop your head. Drop the tail. And then release, drop the belly, lift your chin. We're gonna hang out here for a few breaths. And just breathe into all that abdominal work. I just added the Kali tongue. So if that works for you, inhale. And as you exhale, you stick your tongue out. When you look up. I'm gonna do maybe 2 more. Good. From this cat pose or cow pose, tops of the feet to the floor, look up. Take your hips towards your heels and come into your child's pose. And again, modify, prop up, make it comfortable. Child's pose, I say make it comfortable, but that could not be the case. There's a lot that happens here. Tops of the feet, hip crease, your knees. And then we want to also relax the head and send the breath into the back. And take one more breath. Good. Okay, and we'll come back to, I'm going to say hands and knees, but if you'd like to do a downward facing dog, maybe I'll do downward dog, but either one's going to be just fine. And we are going to step the right foot forward into a lunge too, so I'm just, no surprises. If you need a blanket for your knees or your blocks, you'll find them at beauty. Okay, so take one more breath, and if you're in downward dog, maybe bring the big toes to touch, and we'll lift the left leg high to the sky, and you can do this on hands and knees. Good. And then we'll step that left foot to the outside of the left hand, anywhere there. It doesn't have to be like right in line, anywhere here that works for you. Okay, and then let's just be here in this lunge for a moment. I'll just extend through that back heel, send the left knee forward a little bit. And then I'm also lifting the hips. So I'm not letting myself sink so much. I'm lifting, breathing, and then we'll take that leg back. So back to hands and knees or back to downward dog. Then bring the big toes to touch. And we'll lift the right leg up to the sky. You might pop up onto the toes of the left foot. And then we'll step the right foot to the outside. You can even use your hand and move it. And then just be here in this extension. So you could be up on your finger pads if you need more space. And you can see I'm not letting the hips sink. I'm keeping them lifted and just pressing out through that knee, through the back heel. Good. Okay, and come back. Downward dog or child's or hands and knees. And then we'll all just come back for child's pose. I'm going to keep the knees together, the shins together, drop the hips back, and then, prop up. If you don't get that far here, you can always go on your elbows and support your forehead. And just kind of find your place, breathe. If you're comfortable here and you can extend your arms a lot, do that. Okay, we're going to come up, hands and knees, everybody. And then from hands and knees, I'm going to just tuck the toes under. My legs are right together. And I'll press the right leg back. So I'm just on the toes. We'll just take a little opportunity here for, calf work, and just press back and forward. And then, if you want to take it back a little more, press back into that right heel, firm the leg. So I'm actually lifting the right thigh up, if that makes sense. And then you gotta move. And then I'll lift this left knee and just take it into the chest just for fun. Lift my chest, smile. Yeah, and then set that knee down. Okay, you're gonna take that right foot, cross it behind or over the left. We're gonna drop the knees in. We've done this before, so the knees come together. And then maybe the shins come together. Put the tops of the feet down and see what happens here. Then we'll just sit back. Okay, so you just take yourself back. You can walk it back. Be kind, come up. There is a balance here, whether it happens or not, who knows? Kind of find it. Breathe. Good. And then come out. Whatever happened, happened. It's done. Okay, we'll just bring the knees together. Maybe you want to sit for a moment or take downward dog. I'm going to tuck the toes under and just sit here. Whatever works. Take a few moments to just be in your center. Feel your breath, your heart beating. If that's happening, hopefully your heart is still beating. And then we'll come back to hands and knees. And we'll do the second side. So start just by, you bring the knees together, calves together, toes are tucked under, left leg stretches straight back. And then we can just move front to back a little bit. Just open up your calf muscle. You can stay with this, or you just press back and maybe you just stay here, or you really activate the arms, take the right knee in, lift your chest, smile, flex your right foot, lift the left thigh, so many things. Okay, release, knees, our right knee comes down, left leg lifts and crosses over. And we put the toes down and press. Good. Okay, then you bring that left knee to the outside of the right shin. Tops of the feet are on the floor. I'm going to hug the shins in. And then you start to walk your hands back. And you're going to know, this is it. I'm just going to stay here and breathe. Or maybe you keep going and you go, okay. Oh, beautiful. Yes, you guys. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes. Great. You guys are rocking. And then come back. So sweet. That's so exciting. Okay. I don't think I got that excited in the studio, but it's so nice to kind of see your little boxes. Okay, come back. From here, I'm going to widen the knees so much. And I'm going to actually take the shins in line with the knees. So it is child's pose. I'm going to take the hips back. If you're like, oh, this is yucky, then you bring yourself back into whatever works. Okay, if this is yucky, not for you, it's not for you. I breathe here. Good. Okay, come back to your hands and knees. You can adjust your feet because we're coming to forward fold. So I'll tuck the toes under. My knees are hip distance apart. Walk your hands back. Come up onto your toes. Let's take a moment of balance here too. Maybe squeeze the knees. Come into your balance on your toes. And if you're like, oh, that's easier, then maybe you can even take the twist and the balance. What do you think of that? And just see what happens. It can be anything, you can even open the arms. Oh, that's a big twist. This hand could be here. Yes. Ta-da. Okay, and then I'm coming second side. I'm gonna find the balance. Hug in, hug in, hug in. Second side. You're like, oh my gosh, that is crazy. And that's great. And then maybe you open or not, it's all fine. I actually am bringing the hand to the floor. One more breath. Good. Okay, and then I'll take the hands down. Now I'm coming to forward folds. So just lift up. If you want your blocks, bring them in. You can separate your feet any distance, knees bent or straight. Just gonna hang for a few moments. Okay, notice for yourself where the weight is in your feet. And can you find that place where you feel the weight in the balls of the feet and the heels? Breathe. Good. Let's take one more breath. Good. Okay. I'm just turning to face you. You stay as you are. You can walk your feet a little wider. And we're going to do this cross thing we did the other day. So I'm going to take the right hand to the outside of the left shin, left hand to the outside of the right shin. Then I can walk my feet wider apart or bring them closer together. Inhale and exhale, fold down into this. So you decide, the distance of your feet could be quite a bit or not at all. And then I'm going to keep the left hand on the right outer shin, release the left hand, reach forward with it. So the hand's on the floor, then bend into your left knee and send the weight over to the left. Now use the left hand on the outer right shin to pull yourself underneath the right arm. If that doesn't make any sense, you just be in whatever stop. Good. Okay, I'm going to straighten the leg. Take the right hand, just cross it over top so you're holding onto the left shin. Sneak the left arm out, just take it straight in front of you onto the floor. Bend into the right knee, shift yourself to the right. And then you look or you pull yourself underneath the left arm in whatever way today. Good. Okay, release. Let's take both hands to the floor. Widen your stance if you like. Nice and wide if you like. And drop down in between your legs. Prasarita Padottanasana is the name of this pose. Just holding down here, pressing the inner thighs to the outer thighs, and anchoring your feet into the floor. You can even lift your toes if you like. Good. Okay. And take the hands to the floor. I'm coming all the way up from here. So you can bring your feet in a little bit if you like. You're going to sit down in the legs, bend the knees, and then you'll come to a place where like your head and chest start to lift. Maybe the forearms end up on your thighs. Maybe you reach your hands forward and then you rise up. Yes, beautiful. And come up, take a breath. Okay, I'm going to bring the legs a little closer together. Turn the toes out. You can take your hands to your hip crease, bend your knees, and we come, and then you adjust your stance. I can see myself, so I can see. I want my knees over my ankles. Sway a little bit. Breathe. Drop in. One more breath. Now straighten the legs. Good. Turn your feet forward. Okay. Reach your arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Open the arms. Bring the hands back to the floor. Touch the floor. Inhale. Lift your head and your heart. Exhale and fold. Okay. So I'm going to come back down. And from here, I'm going to show you two ways. So the first way is whichever way works for you. The second way is hands on the floor. Maybe you jump your feet together and then you can come down. And then the third way is what we did in class the other day. I took the feet wide, really firm the legs. I walked the hands back, but I'm counterbalancing with my head. So as I lean back onto the hands, to come down, it's all about the counterbalance. So it might look super impressive, but it's really, just that, whatever it is. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Once you're down, good. Let's take something to sit on, bolster or blanket, and good. Okay. And then once you're sitting, so I'm going to come into this cross-legged here, and I have the left leg on the bottom, right leg on the top. Let me switch. So I'm the same as you. So you're here. If this doesn't work for you and it looks like this, you know what to do, right? You can prop it, whatever it is, it's all fine. So you just take your time, okay? Once you're kind of here, you can take your hands to your feet. If you push the hands into the feet and the feet into the hands, the hips sometimes find their place, maybe. Okay, the other thing you can do is take your hands to the floor and you lift your sit bones up, scooch them back, and then come down. And you might find that adjusts your pose. Okay, once we're here, whatever that is, take a few breaths. You can even close your eyes or drop your gaze, start to let your chin drop. And then I'm going to move into a forward fold here, if that's accessible. So you might stop, any place. We're getting to the end of class. So, you're just looking for your edge. And you breathe. Full pose here. You can bring the heels in if they need to. Maybe they go out. And the full pose is forehead to knee. But, right. And just breathe here into your space and your place. You can even shift your ribs a little bit to the right. Good. Okay. And then we'll come upright and you take your hands to the floor and then we'll just open the legs. I'm actually going to come to Baddha Konasana for a moment. If that's not good for you, just cross-legged or whatever works, and push the feet, open the toes, soften into your hips. And then we'll find the other side. So the left leg over the right. Again, modify, make it whatever you need to. Could look nothing like this. And I would say, that's awesome yoga, right? So just be where you are. Then you settle. So you let the hips be heavy, throw in props, and then starting to let your head drop, and your hands will move to facilitate this forward fold here. Wherever you go, and just release into your version. Feel your breath. Soften what you can. What if this was Savasana? How can you find your comfort amidst discomfort? But your hips should be pretty open after this practice, so this might surprise you. Okay, and then we'll slowly come up. Once the hands are on the floor, I lean back. I'm just gonna bring the feet back into Baddha Konasana for a moment. Sit up tall. You can even close your eyes if you like. Okay, well, opportunity for foot massage. So take that for a moment, inner thigh massage. Okay, and then we're gonna move into Virasana. So you can even just drop the knees to one side, maybe no hands. Come up, and then I'll take that. So I'm gonna sit in Virasana, but I know this is not happy for everybody. I'm just using a blanket. You could use a bunch of blocks or your props. And so the feet are wide. Reminds us of that weird child's pose we did with the shins back. You can even tuck your toes in a little bit if you like. Make this, whatever it needs to be for you. Be kind to your knees. You can even lift the skin of the kneecap up. Okay. And then we're just here, nothing to do but just breathe. Okay, so if this is a lot, then as long as you don't have any pain, just smile. Be with what you are. Okay, and then I'm going to offer this. If you need to come out, maybe it's a downward dog or just stretch your legs out. You can come to sit cross-legged. If you're good here, and you can take the hands back and start to lean back. And as I lean back, I take the belly in, I tuck my chin so that the thighs get this stretch. And so you can just find this for yourself, this cat pose. I'm actually taking cat pose here as best as you can. Well, I feel I'm going to lie down here. So if this is enough, maybe you come up and you can just go cross-legged if you like. And I'm just going to lie down. So I'll use this little prop here. I actually lift the hips, pull the tailbone forward, and we'll just come to lie down for a moment or two. And wherever you are. Okay, so I've done this quite extreme thigh stretch. And if you're in cross-legged, I'm just coming to cross-legged to talk you through. Okay, so if you're in Virasana, Supta Virasana, lying down, you just stay there. And if you're cross-legged, take a moment. Okay, and then bring both feet to the floor. Okay, you're just gonna roll over or let the knees drop to the left. Let's do that. Knees drop to the left. You're gonna find your right foot. So you're gonna lift your right foot up so you can hold on to the top of your foot. And you're just gonna bring that top of the foot towards the hip. Just enough so you feel something in the thigh. So it could be way back. You just have the toes, the tops of the toes on the floor. Or maybe you can bring it all the way back. And if this doesn't work for you, that's fine. You just go to your edge. So we're just opening up the thigh. I just want you to feel something stretching in your thigh. Okay, we're gonna do the other side. I'll use the right hand to help bring the right foot back to the floor, roll onto your back. And then we'll take the knees over to the right. I take the left hand, find the top of the left foot, bring it in, so wherever it's gonna go. So maybe just the toes, maybe you'll get the whole foot. Smile and breathe. Good. Gonna take one more breath. And then release. And if you're in Virasana still, then you might just be able to press yourself up, kind of find your way here. Just get in there and I'll do it with you. So if you're in Virasana, you just take your hands, press yourself up. And then from here, friends, we move into Savasana. If there's anything else you need to see, we didn't use the chair. If there's anything else you need, like a downward dog or, I don't know, happy baby. Oh, maybe a block underneath your hips might feel really nice. We did all this abdominal work too. So you can do any of that or just move into your Savasana. Now, as I say that, I am going to put a block underneath my hips, but we'll set everything up so it's ready to receive. Oh, my socks. Yes. Okay. Okay, so you can do whatever feels good now, and if you, whatever you need. Now I'll come to lie down. I'll put that block underneath the hips. We started with the block underneath the shoulders, so this might be a good way to kind of bring it home. And then, wherever you are, though, if you're already in Shavasana, that's amazing and beautiful. If you're doing anything else, that's great. And just ascending into a restful place. Again. So I'm on this block, and if you happen to be there, I'll just tell you what I'm doing. Whatever you're doing is great too. And I'm just going to lift my legs up into the air, take this version of legs up the wall, but without the wall. And I'm just going to take 5 or 6 breaths here. Okay, and then I'm going to start to shift myself into my rest. Okay, making sure you're warm and you're comfortable. You feel yourself resting, supported. So noticing if you need more support anywhere, taking the time to create for yourself an optimal rest position. Settling into your breath and into this stillness. And then using the time here, Shavasana is a lying down meditative pose. And we just want to follow the breath. The breath is the bridge. It's the bridge between the mind and the body. Kind of feeling for yourself as you inhale through your nose, and that breath might soothe the brain, and the exhale just draws all that energy in your brain space down through your body. And just feeling that image of expanding through the brain space and offering all of that to your entire being as you exhale. Beginning to deepen your breath in some way, nice and slowly. Knowing yourself and emptying. Just do a little solar plexus massage before we come out. So just sneaking your hands to your upper belly and just finding that place where the ribs join. And then just moving to the soft part just beneath that, your xiphoid process, just below that. And this is the place of the diaphragm, kind of above the, just between where the bottom ribs are and where the ribs join. And just take both hands, your fingers in together with the nails together. Press into this place here. And it might feel tender, it might feel hard. And just gently start to circle as if you're just, drawing a little sun in this center. And whichever way you're going, clockwise, counterclockwise, just notice what you're doing and how it feels. So applying a little bit of pressure as you circle here. Keep your face relaxed, everything else in Savasana. And then you can just press in for a moment. Right into this place. And then you can let the hands soften or take them back out. And just take a few big breaths into this place. Your solar center, your Manipura chakra, your heat center. And then from here, friend, deciding if you want to stay in your rest or starting to journey your way out. Really take the time to stretch, to lengthen, and to honor your whole being with this very gentle wake up. As you come onto your side, pause there for a breath or two. If you're coming to sit or staying in Shavasana, it's all a beautiful practice. So just bring yourself upright when you're there, or stay as you are. Just take a few moments. Beautiful. All right. And then let's take one hand to just hold that place and maybe put the other hand on top if that speaks to you. Just feeling into your energy, your presence, and bringing your hands together at your heart. As you inhale, grow tall, and exhale as you are. And then we'll join together in our May We Be Blessed mantra. Inhale. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy and may we be happy. Seal that with one Om. Inhale. Bowing your chin. Om Shanti, Om Peace, Om Namaste. Take a big breath in. Breathe into your hands. Fill that up with your light, with your energy, with your love. And lifting your chin and opening your eyes. Offer that to yourself, to the puppies, and to each other. Happy Friday, friends. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Namaste, guys.